Hello, all the bodies and all the breasts. All
Yeah.
the wings. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to explore all the things. And with Mother's Day coming up, yeah, touch
Yeah.
on the breastfeeding thing a little bit. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah. I have 3 kids. Um, they're all grown now in their 20s, but I know there I was, this young woman fresh out of college, and I got a baby and I breastfed her, and a lot changed for me. A lot changed for me.
Wow.
Um, what did you find, Cassie?
Yeah, it's interesting because I was the last one to have kids out of the siblings. So my older sister already had kids. I had heard about breastfeeding
Yeah.
from her. She had twins. So
Oh,
she breastfed
so
as
wow.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my younger sister had already had kids. Of course, my mom talked about. So like I was filled with so many stories about breastfeeding and some people having a lot of difficulty. And then like
Yeah.
this is what it's gonna feel like, and this is what it's gonna be like, and your breasts are gonna change like this. And everyone telling me, you know?
Yeah.
And and I remember kind of not getting the big deal about it, but also knowing that there was something beautiful I could create with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a
Yeah.
lot of ease with breastfeeding, and I really enjoyed breastfeeding. My oldest
Yeah.
decided, yeah, my oldest decided when we were done. He was like, it was actually on my birthday, and he was just like, no. And I'm like, what do you mean? If you're obsessed with breastfeeding, he's just like, no, I'm good. Like he didn't say
That's
those
what
words because he wasn't like talking.
it's good. Oh, this little baby with a beard and a cigar, like, no way, I'm done, man.
Yeah, totally not now.
That's not what happened, everyone.
But I had a lot of friends, and you know, it was interesting to me. This is before I had the tools. On my second kid, I just started to learn access, but I was aware of so much. And I actually wish I would have had the tools when I first began breastfeeding so I could return to sender a lot
Yeah,
of the stuff.
yeah,
And then people
well,
treat you different. Did you notice that? Like, I would have
yeah,
people that, like, they'd be like, let me see. Like, they wanna,
yeah.
what are you
That
doing?
was a huge experience for me because I'm always fascinated to hear you talk because it sounds like you had all these people in your life that were so open and sharing their stories. And here I was, and no one told me anything. Now I've got this baby. Um, and
Oh,
and and then that exact thing that you're talking about, everybody was like, let me look. My dad, people's my friends' husbands, and I'm trying. It's just to be chill. Just to be chill. Yeah, look at my breast and my
yeah,
baby on my
totally fine. Because now that
totally
you're a
fine.
mom, yeah, now that you're a mom, you can't like not show your breasts to everyone. Like they
Right. Well,
somehow
in some
all of them.
that is exact, Cassie, you have summed it up. In some way they became not mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew. Wow. So how many of us, whether it's from breastfeeding or even getting married and like you give your body to your husband or some other thing in your life where at some point you decide either your body or part of your body isn't yours. Like you give
Yeah.
it up to someone, you give ownership of that part of your body over to someone.
Yeah.
And what if we could actually
Wow.
reclaim that ownership?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what would it take to reclaim ownership of our breasts as a gift, not a utility,
Yeah.
and our bodies?
Yeah.
Whew, that's
Woo.
cool.
That's cool.
That is cool. I'm curious as we're talking now, maybe this is a leap. But like, can our breasts be a part of creating our future?
Mm.
And what did we know about that in breastfeeding our kids? And what is possible beyond that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, our bodies are part of the creation of our future, breasts included.
Yeah. So we see some eyeballs out there? Does anybody have experiences?
Mm.
What was your experience breastfeeding?
We
How does
loved.
that? Yeah, right. Do you think any of that lingers for you today, Cassie?
Not anymore. No.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was the weird stuff and the like wanting to hide and then but wanting to prove that I'm okay with breastfeeding, so I should just have my boobs out and like all the weird stuff, and then like I didn't own them, and then my kids own them, and then my husband didn't own them. Well, I'm now divorced. My kids are not breastfeeding for quite a while now, and with with the access consciousness body processes and all the clearings, I've claimed ownership over my body in a way that I don't think I ever had. Even as a kid, I never really had it. Because your parents are always telling you what you need to eat, when you need to go to sleep, what's right for you, what's wrong for you. Like you never actually get to own your body.
Yeah.
You don't get to decide anything for your body until you're a grown up, right?
Yeah.
And then you're doing it secretly because you've already been trained to the right and wrong. So you're like, eh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I grew up hating my breasts, really ashamed of them. Like somewhere in my head, I decided that they were like just terrible and everything was terrible about them. And I would have friends that would be like, we'd suntan and we would just like take off our tops and they'd be like, yeah, whatever. And I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do this really shameful thing. And like, oh, I hope no one like is like harmed by the shame of my breasts.
Wow.
And where I am now is like, I'm fascinated with my own breasts. Like I'm like, I love them so much. I'm like, they're like the cutest things ever. I sometimes like, who can I show my breast to today? who would this be a contribution to? Because I actually get that our bodies, like the beauty of our bodies, the aesthetic, the energy of them, can contribute dynamically to people.
Yeah. Oh, I love the word fascinated, that you're fascinated by your breasts, because I don't have the sense that you're saying my breasts are perfect.
No.
No. And you're not saying they're wrong or bad. You're just saying, wow, like I am so intrigued by what they are and by what else is possible with them.
Exactly. You nailed it. And every day, I don't know about you, but my breasts are different every single day. They look different, they feel different. I have multiple bra sizes because my breasts just change day by day. They look different. The areola, the color, the texture, everything. It's like every day they're a different creation. And part of the fascination, like I was just so curious, like, oh, what's today gonna be like?
Yeah. Gosh, isn't that interesting? I don't know that I have looked for that. I'm going to have to start being more curious, being present. We have this question in Access, which is, who am I today and what grand and glorious adventure can I have? But maybe we could try, who are my breasts today? What are my breasts today?
Yes,
What grand and glorious adventures can we have?
So tell me, because you've actually been having some new adventures with your breasts.
I have. So Cassie and I are actually doing a breast class. We've started having these conversations both privately and publicly, and running body processes on each other and with other people. And I have really been experiencing people responding differently to my breasts, engaging with them differently, um, in a really delightful way. Like people are delighted. They like light people up. And I don't even mean anything weird. It's just like they're coming to look at my t-shirts, and then they're noticing my breasts, and they're asking and, commenting about how fabulous they are. And
Wow.
it's light and fun. Yeah.
So does any part of you, or in the past, would any part of you have been like, oh, I don't want that, like, I don't want that attention?
Um, well, I had a judgment of being a mom, right? So then, like, I had to shift. I couldn't be too sexual, let's say,
Right.
right? And
Yeah.
then I had a judgment of my age as time passed,
Mm.
as, going through having kids, breastfeeding those kids. And now I'm 51. So there was just this judgment that somehow when I passed 50, like I had to pack up all of that kind of youthful, vivacious sexuality that can be a part
Mm.
of our lives and can be associated with our breasts. So as we've been talking about it, I don't think they've necessarily changed size or shape, but my judgments of them have
Mm.
changed. And I heard Dane say the other day, people don't actually see you, they see the judgments you have of yourself. So people weren't engaging my breasts, they were engaging my judgments of my breasts.
That's like a mic drop.
Thank you, Dane here. Dr.
Thank you,
Dane
David.
here.
Linda. But you expanded on it too.
I
Like, to
did,
the
yeah.
perspective of like, when people are engaging with your body, they're engaging with the judgments that you have, that you are projecting out of your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird dance because, like you're saying, you had all these projections come at you. Then we receive them, we make them our own, and then we like project them out. It's this like lovely Ferris wheel.
It's not fun and I want to get off.
It's not fun and it's making me feel sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's a tool that we can give everybody today
Mm.
to help change this right away and in the
I love
future?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the greatest tools I used with my breast was the interesting point of view tool. So
Cool. How'd you use that?
I've experienced a lot of points of view, like,
Yeah.
and throughout your life, because as a woman, they develop, like, there's a time where they'll keep changing, like they form in a certain way, and all the things, and then the breastfeeding, and then becoming a mom, and then it's not just like a few. You've collected these judgments, and not only the judgments of your own breasts, but you've been aware of other people's judgments of their breasts and been like, oh, that must be mine. It's like you're in a shopping cart, like, oh, that must be mine. Oh, that one must be mine too. Oh yeah, that one, that kind of matches. Okay, that one's mine.
Mine too.
So I would, so I actually did this with my whole body, but my breasts included, and I would stand naked in the mirror and I would look at my breasts and I would go, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. And these points of view would come up. Oh, this, and this, and like all these things, right? Age could come up, or aesthetic could come up, or whatever. And then and so you run that until you have no charge. And I just did it actually every day for a little while.
Yeah.
What's a tool that you
Wow.
use?
That's, I used actually the Access Energetic Facelift. It's a hands-on body process that is designed to remove all of that judgment that we receive and kind of lock into the very cells of our body. We do it a lot with our face, but we also do it with our beautiful breasts. So I've had people running that on me a lot, including Cassie. And I really believe that was a way I didn't have to figure out every judgment. It was allowing it to melt out of the very cells of my body.
What would be possible with breasts and embodying our breasts if we allowed all the judgments on a cellular level to melt out of existence? Woo! Because breasts can actually, yeah. Have you noticed that how much breasts can affect the energy, affect people? It can change the energy in a room. Like, yeah, and this is part of the gift. Like, what if that's a gift? What if we didn't have to, avoid attention, defend against it, the rightness, the wrongness, all the stuff, but you could allow them to be the gift that they are in the world.
Yeah. Let me just tell you a short, quick story. We should end here soon, but I had the experience of being in a room of people where it was an Access body process class. So we're all laying on tables and sharing processes with our body. And I had someone running my bars. And at the end of the bars session, she was sitting at my head. I was lying on a table. She reached down and grabbed a hold of my breasts on either side. And she said, "I'm just going to give your breasts a wiggle." Just so fun and playful. And she's just shaking them and shaking them. And I hear all this laughter erupt in the room. And I lift my head, and everyone in the room has turned to look at us. She had just whispered it so quietly. But it's like the energy of that delight, just everyone in the room turned, their faces lit up, and we all just started laughing together. So it's not even necessarily what we think it would be. It can be really light and fun and playful, childlike almost. Yeah. So what gift?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like what fun must be to your own world, to lighten up your own world.
Yeah.
So we are talking about breasts.
Yeah.
And we want to talk about breasts more. We really think this is a place where we can facilitate something new and different into the world that will make the world a lighter, brighter, better place. So we have a creation. Cassie, you want to tell them what it is?
Yeah. So we're facilitating a call called the Breast Class. And we would love to have some beautiful breasts in there, even if you don't think that your breasts are beautiful. And what if we could melt the judgment? What if we could melt the limitation, the hiding, the proving, the wrongness, the rightness, and everything in between? So we're going to explore. We're just going to use the Access Consciousness tools. We're going to facilitate all the change that anyone can possibly handle or even beyond it. Handle? It's like, sometimes you can't handle it all. And probably have a lot of fun because you, Linda, are so much fun to create with and play with.
And we have a special announcement.
Oh, yeah.
Like, announcement.
So in honor of Mother's Day coming up and breastfeeding, whether breastfeeding worked for you, I know a lot of people it did not work, and then they felt so wrong. They felt like they weren't a woman anymore. Yeah, all like just there's so much there to clear. And so when we were talking, we're looking at Mother's Day, and it just kept talking to us. We're like, what if we could offer something special on Mother's Day? Not just Mother's Day, but we'll do, I think, what did we say, like 48 hours or something, 72 hours? I don't know.
Yeah.
Be detailed.
We'll let you know.
But where we would like to gift a 50% discount, 50% off. I don't want to say the word discount, 50% off for this amazing breast class. If you're a mom or not even a mom, you can gift it to your mom. You could gift it to you. You could not be a mom at all and still choose it and still use the coupon. Yeah. But we wanted to just invite something different with this.
Yeah, you could gift it to your friend and you could come as friends. Yeah, there's so many ways.
Yeah.
We want to do this as a gift to you, as a gift to ourselves, and a gift to the world, because we want, like, what can breasts be that we don't even know is possible?
I was like getting this image of like free the breasts.
Free the breasts.
Free them. We probably won't get naked on the call. Probably.
No. Probably. Gosh, you just never know with Cassis Summers. We're going to leave you with that teaser. Do you have any last words, Cassie?
I'm excited and I'm grateful for the class already. And I'm grateful for the people that are going to be showing up.
Yeah. Check it out on CassieSummers.com.
Yeah.
Right?
We'll put a link there.
Me too.
Yeah. And I'm grateful for your breasts.
I'm grateful. I was just going to say, I'm grateful for your breasts. Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.